ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आन शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती वीणामवित्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम।
ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా, ప్రార్థనే అది ఒక విధమైన మ్యాగ్నెట్.
Prayer is the magnet.
ప్రపంచమంతా కూడా ఒక మ్యాగ్నెట్టే.
The whole world is a magnet.
అయస్కాంత స్వరూపమే.
It's all magnet.
కనుకనే ప్రార్థన అనేటువంటిది ఈ యొక్క మ్యాగ్నెట్ ని లాగేసేస్తుంది.
Prayer, the magnet will draw near everything.
కనుకనే
So
భగవంతుని ప్రార్థన చేసి
praying to God,
ఆ యొక్క అనుగ్రహం అనేటువంటి ఒక మ్యాగ్నెట్ ని సంపాదించి
we should get the magnet of grace,
సర్వ జగత్తునకు ఈ యొక్క విద్యుత్ శక్తిని అనుభవించజేయాలి.
and we should see that the electricity spreads all over.
అది ఏ మానవుని యొక్క విద్యుత్ శక్తి,
That is the electricity
అది ఏ
within man.
విద్యా శక్తి,
That is the
అదే ఆత్మశక్తి,
that is the power
అదే
of the
అనంత
spirit.
శక్తి,
That's infinite.
అదే అద్వైత శక్తి,
That's non-dual
అదే
spirit.
సచ్చిదానంద శక్తి.
That is the eternal blissful state.
ఇలాంటి శక్తి అంతా మనలో ఉంచుకొని మనం ఏమీ శక్తి లేనటువంటి వారిగా మనము పామరుల వలె మనము జీవిస్తున్నామంటే ఎంత అజ్ఞానం చెప్పండి.
With all the inner strength immanent within us, we are foolish thinking that we don't have anything.
అన్ని మన యందే ఉంటున్నాయి.
Everything is within.
మన యందు లేనటువంటివి జగత్తులో ఎక్కడా లేవు.
Nothing that's not present within us which is noticed outside.
ఆ సచ్చిత్ ఆనందము మూడు కూడా మన యందే ఉంటున్నాయి.
That eternal truth, the bliss is within
కానీ
us.
తెలియకపోవటం చేతనే
Because we don't know that.
పరదేశంలో ప్రవేశిస్తున్నాము,
We go
పరకర్మల్లో ప్రవేశిస్తున్నాము,
we go to different places.
తద్వారా మనకు లభ్యమవుతుందని ఆశిస్తున్నాము.
We think that we would be able to acquire them.
కనుక మనకు ఇది అవసరం లేదు.
It's not necessary.
తనంత తాను సెల్ఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ డెవలప్ చేసుకోండి.
Develop self-confidence.
తన యందు ఉంటున్నటువంటి ఆత్మశక్తిని విశ్వసించండి.
Have full faith in the spirit.
ఎవరిని మనం
Spirit.
నిందించకూడదు.
Don't criticize
ఏ
anybody.
మతమును మనం నిందించకూడదు.
Don't criticize any
ఏ
religion.
సమాజమును మనం నిందించకూడదు.
Don't blame any society.
నీ తత్వాన్ని నీవు ఉంచుకో.
Follow your own path.
నిజముగా దైవత్వం పైన విశ్వాసం ఉన్నటువంటి వారికి ఏ విధమైనటువంటి బాధలు రావు.
If one has full faith in God, will never
వచ్చినా
suffer.
కూడాను పర్వతముల మాదిరి వచ్చి మంచు మాదిరి మాయమైపోతాయి.
They may come like a mountain, would pass off like a mist.
ఇలాంటి దివ్యమైనటువంటి భావాలు మానవుని యందు దివ్యంగా ఉండినప్పటికీ ఆ దివ్యత్వాన్ని గుర్తించుకోలేకపోతున్నారు.
Though there are divine thoughts and divine feelings, we don't recognize the divinity.
దినదినానికి ఒక్కొక్క వేషాలు మారుతున్నాయి మనలో.
We change every moment.
క్షణమునకు మనస్సు యొక్క ప్రభావాలు మారిపోతున్నాయి.
Moment to moment, mentality changes.
వాంఛలకు అదుపే లేదు.
Desires have no check.
ఇంకా ఆనందం ఎట్లా మీకు ప్రాప్తిస్తుంది?
How do you expect to be happy?
నీ యందే ఉంటున్నది ఆనందము.
Happiness is within.
నీవే ఆనంద స్వరూపుడు.
You are the form of the bliss.
కానీ అయినప్పటికీ నీ ప్రయోజనం ఏమిటి?
Yet what is the use?
మన కాళ్ళ కింద భూమిలోనే సర్వ సంపదలు ఉంటున్నాయి.
The entire whole wealth is present under the feet
కానీ
of the
మనకు
earth.
తెలియకుండా పోవటం చేతనే వెల్త్ కోసం మనం అవస్థలు పడుతున్నాం.
Because you don't know that, you suffer.
భూమి అడుగు భాగంలో జలం ఉంటుండాది.
There's water underneath the earth.
కానీ అడుగు భాగంలో ఉంటున్నటువంటి జలము నీకు రావాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి?
How to draw water?
ఆ జలమునకు నీకు మధ్యలో మట్టి అడ్డంగా ఉంటుండాది.
There is mud between you and the water underneath.
ఆ మట్టియే ఈ జగత్ వ్యాపారంలో, ఈ జగత్ వ్యవహారంలో అవన్నీ తీసివేయాలి.
This is the mud, the worldly fancies which have got to be
ఆ
removed.
మట్టిని తీసివేస్తే తప్పక అడుగు భాగంలో ఉన్నటువంటి జలం మనకు ప్రాప్తిస్తుంది.
When you remove the whole mud of the world, you will get the water
లేక
beneath. Otherwise,
దాని లోపల బోర్వెల్ ఒకటి వేసిందంటే
when once you install
అది
borewell
చక్కగా
there,
కొట్టి 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 జలమున్న స్థానానికి వెళ్ళి అడుగునున్నటువంటి జలమును పైకి తిప్పిస్తుంది.
it will go dive deep and draw water out of the bottom.
అది ఏ నామస్మరణ.
That is singing of the
నీ
name of
నాలుక
God.
పైన నామం అనేటువంటి బోరువెల్లి వేస్తే హృదయంలో ఉండేటువంటి ఆనందము నీకు పైకి ఊపికిపోతుంది.
Therefore, if you install the borewell of God's name, you can draw water out of your heart.
కనుక నీ నామమును నాలుక పైన నాట్యం నాట్యమాడించాలి.
Let the name of the Lord sing on
ఏ
your
పని
tongue.
చేస్తున్నప్పటికీ దీనికి దైవ భావంతో నీవు పని చేయాలి.
You may do anything, have divinity
వర్క్
within.
విల్ బి ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ ఇంటూ వర్షిప్.
Then work will be transformed into worship.
ఏ పని చేసినా ఇది దైవ పనిగా భావించుకోవాలి.
You may do anything, take it as a divine activity.
ఈనాడు మనము హృదయాన్ని తెరిపించాలి.
We should open our hearts today.
నోరును మూయించాలి.
We should shut our mouth.
We are taught very clearly to learn to have peace. We all say, I love peace. Well, to be truly full of peace, you have to make use of all the three words. I love peace. I is something that you have to be careful of, because I means me, talking about yourself. And that means we are attached to ourselves. We've got to get rid of that attachment. Get rid of the word I. Then you start to have more peace in your life. And we all say, I want peace. You get rid of the I, but there's still the word want. We don't want that word. We only want the word peace. So to get rid of the want means you get rid of your desires. Don't ask for things, don't want to have money, don't want to be rich, don't want. Get rid of the want. When there's no want, then you find that your mind becomes steady, peaceful, and that is what we have to work on. Get rid of the I, get rid of the want, and then we'll find the word peace alone. We'll have a lot of peace without the desire, without the attachment to ourselves.
At the lotus feet of our beloved Swami, wishing all brothers and sisters a happy and a holy Guru Poornima. Vibhuti and Vibhuti mantra has got a special importance in Sai mission. It was in 1946 when the first Akhand Bhajan was being arranged. A number of devotees doubled. Swami brought vibhuti and sprinkled on the food, and it became sufficient for everybody to eat. Later, in 1965, Vibhuti mantra was declared to be sung at the end of every bhajan session. Swami, in one of his play, when he was directing, he created a scene when Shirdi Baba is approached by a leper to cure his illness, and Shirdi Baba gave the vibhuti and asked him to smear on the body, and he became all right. We have seen many miracles around the world on power of vibhuti. Once a devotee asked Swami, how does the vibhuti work? And Swami replied lovingly, when you have a heart problem and you go to general physician, what happens? He refers you to a heart specialist. In the same way, when you put vibhuti on your body or on your ailment, the case is referred to me, and I do the treatment as per the requirement of the ailment. Brothers and sisters, let's surrender to Swami the way when we put the vibhuti on our body, so that He does the best for us. And let's pray to Swami that during this pandemic, He helps all of us to be happy and healthy. Om Shri Sai Ram.
Om Sri Sai Ram. Sravanam, Kirtanam, and Nam Smaranam. Listening to the glory of God, singing His bhajan, and chanting His name. All these form of devotions connect me to Swami. In 1971, we three sisters with our mother were in Puttaparthi, and my brother and father were in Calcutta. That time, my father had severe asthma attack. One night, he was in so much pain. He sat on the bed and he cried, Sai Ma, either take away my life or cure me. And while sitting, he saw Sai Ma coming, standing in front of him. And then Sai Ma blessed my father from top to toe. And my father immediately fell asleep. And from that morning, he started getting better. So I have full faith in the name of Swami. I have full faith in singing his bhajan. And I have full faith whenever we call upon him, he is there. Only we have to have patience and have full faith and devotion towards him. We should surrender all our worries at the lotus feet of Swami. He is there to look after. He is there to take care. Why to worry? So live happily, live joyfully, live blissfully. Jai Sai Ram.
Ganesha Charanam Param Pavanam Satya Sainam Gajananam Ganesha Charanam Param Pavanam Satya Sainam Gajananam Ganesha Charanam Param Pavanam Satya Sainam Gajananam Nityasmaranam Parama 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 Pavanam Satya Sainam Gajananam Sadguru Charanam Parama Pavanam Satya Sainam Gajananam Sadguru Charanam Parama Pavanam Satya Sainam Gajananam
Sai Ram. Meditation is the one of code of conduct by Swami teaching. In the beginning, I practiced meditation is very little. After that, I try to practice more and more, and it made me very big transformation with my thought, my emotions, and my habits. Especially, I am a teacher of the SSSIO school. I wish all my students have the same experience to cultivate them with love and compassion. Swami is my guru. Swami loves me and guiding me all the time. Thank you, Swami. Jai Sai Ram.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. For me, devotion to my duty is bhakti. I would like to share an experience where it made me realize that Swami is always watching for the devotion in our hearts. In the year 2008, my mother-in-law fell ill and she was seriously ill. She became very weak and her legs became stiff that she could not walk, so she had to be in bed. And as a coincidence, I may say, I had started to learn the Rudram, the chanting of the Namakam and the Chamkam. In that, one Anuvak says, Rudra is the expert physician's panacea for all the ills of the world. I somehow developed very strong faith in that, and I felt if I chant the Rudram, my mother-in-law will regain her health and will start walking. Though I was in the initial stages of learning the Rudram chanting, every day in the morning, after I finished my daily course, I would go to my mother-in-law's room, sit with her and chant the whole Rudram. And to my amazement, within 10 days, she was a healthy and a vibrant person. Her legs became flexible and she was walking. This was a real miracle. This made me realize that whatever we do, chanting or prayers or whatever work that we do, Swami is watching over the intensity of the devotion in our hearts. And when that intensity of devotion is up to his taste, he showers his grace profusely. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. I would like to speak a little bit about my path in bhakti, and it is the path of devotion through Sankirtan, from devotional singing. And I'd like to just mention a couple of incidences. The first was in the 1970s, and it was during a Khanda Bhajan. It was at Prashanti Nilayam. We were given permission to sing, but only during the time where it was absolutely sure Swami wouldn't come. So me and my friend Faith, we had prepared a bhajan, and at 2 o'clock in the morning we were singing Rama Rama Sai Rama. And of course I had my eyes closed. And while we were singing, someone nudged me and said, Lorraine, open your eyes. And I opened my eyes and Swami was standing in front of us. And it was just a confirmation of his coming when we really sing from the heart. The other incident was also with Faith, and it was during her marriage in 1977. And at the end of the marriage, Swami said, does anybody know any songs, any happy songs? And somebody nudged me and said, Lorraine, you sing. So I sang, You Lord of the Universe. Nobody had heard this bhajan, nobody had heard this song, and so they were coming in at the wrong time. At the end of the song, I was singing Father of the Universe, Mother of the Universe, and Swami sang with me, and he changed it. He sang Mother of the Universe, Father of the Universe, showing that Mother always comes first, and that he's always with us. Jai Sai Ram.
Sai Ram to all of you. I am Sai devotee for 30 years. Before I know Baba, I'm non-vegetarian, but after I know Swami, around 1 year, I become vegetarian. I know Swami. I went to see him every year, almost every year, because of his blessing, make me to give happiness. Before that, before I know Baba, I cannot sing bhajan, I cannot play harmonium, but because of his blessing, now I can sing bhajan, I can play harmonium. Even I'm not expert, I never learn any music from anywhere. Because of him, I can sing bhajan, I can play harmonium. He is my father and he is my mother and he is my guru. Salam.
घनश्याम गोपाला घनश्याम गोपाला घनश्याम गोपाला घनश्याम गोपाला घनश्याम गोपाला घनश्याम गोपाला
สายรามการที่จะได้มาเป็นครูและได้มาพบครูผู้ยิ่งใหญ่เป็นสิ่งที่ไม่ได้คาดฝันมาก่อนครูท่านนี้ได้สอนให้รู้จักการเรียนรู้ด้วยตนเองด้วยคำสอนด้วยผลแห่งการกระทำต่างๆได้ประสบขึ้นกับตนเองคำสอนของท่านเป็นสิ่งที่เป็นไปได้และเป็นจริงเสมอที่บ้านบาบาทุกวันอังคารจะมีการร้องพชัญกันเมื่อร้องพชัญจบจะต้องมีการอ่านคำสอนขององค์พระควันศรีสัตยาไสยบาบาคำสอนของท่านในแต่ละครั้งที่อ่านมักจะเป็นคำสอนที่ตรงใจกับผู้ฟังหลายๆคนผู้ฟังแล้วได้ยินได้ฟังแล้วรู้สึกซาบซึ้งและประทับใจว่าโอ้เป็นจริงนะ
เป็นไปได้นะมันทำไมมันถึงตรงกับใจของเราเป็นแบบนี้ในความซึ่งคำสอนที่เปิดอ่านให้แต่ละครั้งนั้นจะเป็นคำสอนที่ไม่คิดว่าจะตรงกับประสบการณ์ของตนเองเป็นคำสอนที่ทุกคนนำไปปฏิบัติแล้วก็สามารถแก้ไขให้กับตนเองไสราม
Om Shri Sai Ram. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagwan Sri SSSIO Baba. When talking about Navavidha Bhakti, Kirtanam is considered one part to devotion, and one form of Kirtanam is bhajan singing. It is a form to express our devotion, love, and gratitude to Swami. Many times, Swami in his discourses has always mentioned the importance of raga, tala, and bhava, tune, beat, feelings, emotions while singing bhajans. I came to Swami's fold at a young age and therefore started singing bhajans incredibly early on. I experienced joy while singing Swami's bhajans. In particular, I have always felt Swami's presence and I received guidance in difficult situations through Kirtanam. Additionally, attending bhajan practice sessions taught me the discipline, patience, and perfection towards Kirtanam. I would like to share an experience about the grace of Swami and the power of bhajan singings. A few years ago, my younger daughter had applied her student visa to study in Australia. Although she applied well in advance, her papers were not processed by the embassy. We prayed profusely to Swami. That week, I had attended the weekly Thursday bhajan sessions and sought for blessings and the solution to this situation as my daughter's course was due to start. I had gotten home and that day, to my surprise and blessings of Swami, I came to know the visa process had been granted. That too, exactly one day before my daughter's classes were due to start. This happened only due to the blessings and Swami's impeccable timings. Om Shri Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. In my spiritual journey, nothing has ever touched me like devotional singing. The first time I heard Sai Bhajan, I felt joy coming through me and bloomed inside. It was such a wonderful feeling that I couldn't wait for the following week to hear and sing again. I began to learn and became a leader in the third week. I was actually one of the shyest kids in my class at school, but Sai Bhajan has transformed me into a more courageous and confident person. By singing the name of gods, I got the feeling that there is no limitation to what I can do, as the gods are there for me, supporting me, protecting me, and guiding me.
ไสราม ปัจจุบันข้าพเจ้าทำงานอยู่ที่โรงเรียนสัตยาไสยแห่งประเทศไทย วันนี้ข้าพเจ้าจะมาเล่าถึงประสบการณ์ที่ข้าพเจ้าได้พบกับท่านไสบาบาได้เลื่อมใสศรัทธาในองค์ท่านไสบาบาข้าพเจ้าเลื่อมใสศรัทธาในองค์ท่านไสบาบามาตั้งแต่ปี 1986 ณ ตอนนั้นข้าพเจ้าอายุเพียง 19 ปี ด้วยการแนะนำของพี่สาวของข้าพเจ้าได้เข้าสู่มูลนิธิสัตยาไสยได้ร่วมทำกิจกรรมกับมูลนิธิสัตยาไสยได้ศึกษาคำสอนของท่านไสบาบาผ่านการฝึกปฏิบัติยกระดับจิตใจอันได้แก่การนั่งสมาธิการสวดมนต์การเซวารับใช้ช่วยเหลือผู้อื่นการเป็นครูบาวิคาสการได้สอนหนังสือให้กับเด็กๆที่ด้อยโอกาสในละแวกมูลนิธิสัตยาไสยการร้องเพลงประชันโดยเฉพาะในเรื่องของการร้องเพลงประชันนั้นข้าพเจ้ารับรู้ได้ถึงความศักดิ์สิทธิ์และความมีพลังที่ท่านไสบาบานั้นได้ส่งผ่านมาให้กับเราการร้องเพลงประชันทำให้จิตใจของข้าพเจ้านั้นสงบและบรรยากาศที่อยู่รอบๆตัวเรานั้นเต็มไปด้วยพรของพระเจ้าเต็มไปด้วยความศักดิ์สิทธิ์ข้าพเจ้ารู้สึกขอบคุณในท่านไสบาบาที่ได้นำพาให้ข้าพเจ้านั้น มาพบแต่สิ่งที่ดีๆพบแต่คนดีๆมาอยู่ในสถานที่ดีๆได้พบแต่สิ่งที่ดีงามข้าพเจ้าจะทำงานรับใช้ท่านไสบาบาตลอดไปและจะทำงานอย่างมีความสุขไสราม
ใสคือชีวันชีวันคือองค์ใสใสคือชีวันชีวันคือองค์ใสใสคือชีวันชีวันคือองค์ใสใสคือชีวันชีวันคือองค์ใสใสบ้าบามีความรักเมตตาใสบ้าบามีความรักเมตตาใสบ้าบามีความรักเมตตาใสบ้าบามีความรักเมตตาใสคือชีวันชีวันคือองค์ใสใสคือชีวันชีวันคือองค์ใสทรงเป็นดังดวงตะวันมืดพันหมดสิ้นไปทรงเป็นดังดวงตะวันมืดพันหมดสิ้นไปทรงเป็นดังดวงตะวันมืดพันหมดสิ้นไปทรงเป็นดังดวงตะวันมืดพันหมดสิ้นไปนำทางให้ทุกชีวิตทุกสิ้นในวิญญาณนำทางให้ทุกชีวิตทุกสิ้นในวิญญาณนำทางให้ทุกชีวิตทุกสิ้นในวิญญาณนำทางให้ทุกชีวิตทุกสิ้นในวิญญาณรวมร้อยความรักภักดีให้ใส่บาบารวมร้อยความรักภักดีให้ใส่บาบารวมร้อยความรักภักดีให้ใส่บาบารวมร้อยความรักภักดีให้ใส่บาบาใส่คือชีวันชีวันคือองค์ใสใส่คือชีวันชีวันคือองค์ใสใส่บาบามีความรักเมตตาใส่บาบามีความรักเมตตาใส่คือชีวันชีวันคือองค์ใสใส่คือชีวันชีวันคือองค์ใสทรงเป็นดังดวงตะวันเมื่อผ่านหมดสิ้นไปทรงเป็นดังดวงตะวันเมื่อผ่านหมดสิ้นไปนำทางให้ทุกชีวิตทุกสิ้นในวิญญาณนำทางให้ทุกชีวิตทุกสิ้นในวิญญาณรวมร้อยความรักภักดีให้ใส่บาบารวมร้อยความรักภักดีให้ใส่บาบารวมร้อยความรักภักดีให้ใส่บาบารวมร้อยความรักภักดีให้ใส่บาบาใส่คือชีวันชีวันคือองค์ใส
My humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan SSSIO Baba. Today I am going to speak on Atma Nivedanam, which is a last step in the 9th form of devotion. How Swami explains Bhakti? Swami says, Bhagavan plus Anurakti is Bhakti. Bhagavan means that in whom all the powers are inherent, namely omnipotent, omniscience and omnipresence. Anurakti means intense love for God. Bhakti is nothing other than love for that all-knowing, all-pervading and all-powerful God. And Bhakti Yoga is the way to reach Him. Swami says that is the easiest way and easiest path for reaching Him. 9 forms of devotions are 9 steps to reach the God. They are Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam and Atma Nivedanam. Swami on many occasions in his sweet voice has explained the importance of the 9 forms of devotion. And even though I listened to his discourses so many times on this devotion, I still love to listen to him in his sweet voice again and again. Puranas, to a large extent, has given very good examples of the people who have symbolified the 9th form of devotion. Now, Atmanivedanam. What is Atmanivedanam? Atmanivedanam, in simple terms, it is called total surrender. Devotion should eventually lead to complete surrender to Lord. In Jnana Yoga, that which is called self-realization is called Sharanagati in the Bhakti Yoga, in devotion. It is a state when the ego of a person, that is the individual ego, gets completely sublimated by surrendering to the Lord. We achieve total oneness with Him. Complete surrender means a devotee lays down his body, mind, heart, and soul at the divine lotus feet of the Lord, and he became one with Him. That is the case of King Mahabali, who totally surrendered at the lotus feet of the Lord and became one with Him. My own experience is first time when I had Darshan of Swami was in 2002. After that, many occasions to have Swami's darshan. And finally, a golden opportunity to have the Pada Namaskar in 2010. And mentally, I took it as an opportunity to get transformed. After that total surrender experience, I got a lot of opportunities to listen to Swami's discourses and read his books and go through his messages, to conduct a regular study sessions for the devotees in Bangkok. Hence, one has to practice total surrender with all sincerity to reach Him. Om Shri Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram. I am Nirmala Vasudevan from Thailand. The topic given was, what is devotion? According to the dictionary, devotion means loyalty and trust. I have seen dogs having devotion to their masters, mothers having devotion to their children, people having devotion to their jobs. To me, devotion means utmost surrender, and it can be only attached to God. The day I am devoted to God, it means I totally surrender to God, accept what He gives me without any question. Devotion is another word for surrender. Om Shri Sai Ram.
สายรามผมเริ่มรู้จักบาบาตั้งแต่ผมอยู่ที่จังหวัดระนองครับปกติตอนเย็นๆเนี่ยผมจะไปแช่น้ำแร่กันแล้วก็วันหนึ่งผมก็ได้เจอกับแขกอินเดียท่านหนึ่งท่านมีบ้านอยู่ใกล้ๆที่แช่น้ำแร่นั่นแหละทีนี้ท่านบอกว่าเนี่ยสนใจไหมเดี๋ยวเราจะพาลูกเนี่ยไปเรียนที่โรงเรียนสัตยาสัยที่ลพบุรีของสร้างคนดีเหนือสิ่งใดนี่ผมก็ได้ยินผมว่าอยากให้ลูกผมเป็นคนดีก็เลยบอกเนี่ยเดี๋ยวมีโอกาสเดี๋ยวผมก็จะพาลูกไปเรียนที่โรงเรียนนี้ก็มีอยู่ช่วงนั้นพอดีเขามีกีฬาแห่งชาติพอดีผมก็ได้เป็นตัวแทนของจังหวัดระนองพานักกีฬาไปแข่งผมก็เลยมีโอกาสมาที่ลพบุรีที่จังหวัดลพบุรีก็เลยแวะไปที่โรงเรียนสัตยาสัยแล้วผมก็เลยเข้ามาดูว่าจริงมีโรงเรียนสัตยาสัยที่จังหวัดลพบุรีจริงๆหลังจากนั้นผมก็เลยพาลูกมาสมัครเรียนแล้วก็ได้เรียนลูกก็ได้เรียนที่โรงเรียนนี้ผมก็ได้ศึกษาคำสอนของท่านไซบาบาโดยเฉพาะคำสอนเกี่ยวกับเรื่องของการพูดเพราะผมเนี่ยเป็นคนที่พูดไม่ค่อยคิดแต่คำสอนของท่านไซบาบาเนี่ยดีมากเลยอย่างเช่นให้คิดก่อนพูดให้ระวังความคิดแล้วก็ให้ระวังคำพูดแล้วก็ให้ระวังการกระทำโดยเฉพาะคิดดีพูดดีเราก็จะทำดีนี่คือสิ่งที่ท่านสัจยาไซบาบาได้สอนผมได้เอาไปใช้แล้วเกิดประโยชน์กับผมมากที่สุดเลยแล้วก็อีกเรื่องหนึ่งเรื่องของการทานมังสวิรัติซึ่งเป็นสิ่งที่ดีมากเลยผมเมื่อก่อนเป็นคล้ายๆกับฤทธิ์สีดวงผมก็เลยทำไมมันท้องผูกบ่อยผมก็เลยหันมาทานมังสวิรัติมันก็เลยทำให้ถ่ายคล่องมีความสุขขึ้นมากขึ้นเลยครับขอบคุณมากสายราม
Swami. I am fortunate and blessed to be in Swami's fold for last several years. This has definitely helped me to become a better person. As we all know, there is a reference to Navavida Bhakti in Srimad Bhagavad Purana. As per Swami, in Satya Yuga, one has to perform dhyanam to attain moksha. When it comes to Treta Yuga, one has to perform yajnam. Whereas in Dvapara Yugam, to attain moksha, one has to do archana or worship. But Swami says in present times, that is in Kali Yuga, the simple way and easiest way to attain moksham and liberation is by Namasmaranam. Namasmaranam is my constant companion. This keeps my mind calm and fearless. A calm mind only spreads love, and there is no place for hatred towards anybody. Whenever I am faced with a difficult task or a situation, I resort to Namasmaranam and I can think over the situation clearly and come up with a solution by Swami's grace. Couple of months back, there was a family emergency back in India, and by Swami's grace, I could reach to Hyderabad, my hometown, within a shortest possible time without any delays or difficulties. Swami was with me throughout the journey. Because of Swami's grace and blessings, I could be with my family in this difficult time. I pray to Swami to continue to shower His grace upon me and the entire SSSIO family. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, my name is Nice. I used to study very hard to apply to university, and sometimes when I feel like I can't do it or I can't handle it anymore, chanting is the best way to help me find out what I am supposed to do. It helps me to concentrate and focus more on myself. Then after that, I was able to figure out what I am to do to achieve my goals. And by doing this regularly, I learned that God stays in everyone's heart. Most of the time, we keep looking for success and happiness in this chaotic world and lose our focus and the God within ourselves. For me, through playing and chanting, I realized that God is already here and He has already brought me wisdom and ultimate happiness.
สายลานครูอาภรณ์สีชมพูค่ะความศรัทธาในองค์ท่านไสบาบาพอย่างก้าวเข้ามาเป็นครูใหม่ของสัตยาไสยนะคะก็ได้ไปนอนที่ตึก84ซึ่งเราไม่คุ้นเคยเลยแต่เราสัมผัสได้ว่าเราเห็นรูปของท่านไสบาบาที่ใส่ชุดสีส้มแล้วก็ศีรษะหัวฟูๆนะคะช่วงที่เรานอนเราก็เป็นครูใหม่มาอยู่กับคุณครูโสภิธานะคะเราก็นอนคนละเตียงแต่ว่าห้องเดียวกันช่วงนั้นไม่ได้หลับนะคะเราก็เห็นท่านไสบาบานะคะลอยมาเรามีความรู้สึกว่าคนนี้เราไม่เคยรู้จักนะคะท่านลอยมาก็อ้าแขนกางแขนโอบมาเลยเราก็มีความรู้สึกว่าเราลุกขึ้นท่านก็กอดโอบเราไว้เราก็กอดหลังท่านก็เอามือรูปศีรษะตบหลังเบาๆเสร็จแล้วท่านก็ยิ้มในตาเป็นประกายมีความรักความเมตตาเสร็จแล้วท่านก็คลายวงแขนแล้วท่านก็ลอยหายไปเราก็ล้มตัวนอนครูใหม่ก็บอกว่าพี่พรละเมอเหรอไม่ใครก็ไม่รู้ใส่ชุดสีส้มๆที่เราเห็นเนี่ยบนตึกเนี่ยเสร็จแล้วก็มีความรู้สึกว่าอยากรู้อยากเห็นพอรุ่งเช้าก็เดินไปตึกการเงินก็ไปเจอครูสายลุงก็ถามว่าคนนั้นคือใครสายลุงก็เล่าให้ฟังว่าท่านเป็นผู้ก่อตั้งมูลนิธิสัตยาไสยของชาวอินเดียเราก็มีความศรัทธาอยากได้รูปมาไว้พอดีเจอมาร์คก็เลยให้เราก็ไปซื้อเครื่องบูชาต่างๆเหมือนกับในห้องพระมีเจกันมีกระถางทูบทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างหาผ้าไปคลุมโต๊ะที่ทำไหว้ท่านไสยทุกวันพระนะคะครูพรมีความรู้สึกว่าเมื่อมีท่านอยู่ใกล้ๆเราทำอะไรก็มีความอบอุ่นนะคะเพราะฉะนั้นความรักความเมตตาก็ไม่ไปไหนอยู่รอบข้างเราเพราะเรามีท่านไสบาบาเป็นผู้ดูแลโรงเรียนสัตยาไสยและคุณครูนักเรียนสวัสดีค่ะ
สายรามอุปถัมภ์เข็มมาค่ะเป็นครูที่นี่ประมาณ 13-14 ปีแล้วค่ะจะมาเล่าความรู้สึกและก็ศรัทธาที่มีต่อท่านไสบาบานะคะมาอยู่ที่นี่รู้สึกว่าท่านมีแต่ความรักความเมตตาให้ประสบการณ์ที่เจอท่านพบท่านหรือได้ข่าวคราวว่าท่านมาหาคนโน้นคนนี้ไม่มีค่ะมีแต่ความรู้สึกที่ รู้ว่าท่านเป็นผู้ที่ให้เอาลูกมาอยู่ที่นี่ด้วยลูกก็ศรัทธาท่านไสบาบาไปด้วยเพราะว่าไม่ว่าจะทำอะไรเรากับลูกก็จะอาศัยหรือได้พึ่งบารมีของท่านซึ่งท่านมีแต่ความรักความเมตตามาอยู่ที่นี่ได้รู้ซึ้งถึงความรักที่แท้จริงที่ท่านมอบให้โดยที่ไม่หวังสิ่งตอบแทนใดๆแล้วมันก็ซึมซับเข้ามาถึงในตัวของครูและก็ลูกสาวทำให้ตัวเองเนี่ยมีแต่ให้กับให้เหมือนกันเมื่อก่อนนี่จะเป็นคนที่ค่อนข้างจะเหมือนกับว่าจะรักตัวเองมากกว่าแต่พอมาอยู่กับท่านได้รับฟังคำสอนท่านแล้วก็ได้เห็นการกระทำที่ท่านปฏิบัติต่อทุกๆคนที่เกี่ยวข้องกับท่านก็เลยซึมซับความดีที่ท่านมอบให้กับทุกคนนี้มาสู่ในตัวเองสู่กับลูกตอนนี้ลูกไปอยู่ที่ไหนก็จะมีรูปท่านไสบาบาไปด้วยตัวเองก็ไปอยู่ที่ไหนก็จะนึกถึงแต่ท่านไสบาบาก็อยากจะบอกว่าความดีทั้งหมดทั้งมวลที่ท่านบาบาสอนก็ได้เอาไปใช้ในชีวิตประจำวันแล้วก็ยังจะถ่ายทอดลงมาให้กับเด็กๆที่สอนอยู่ด้วยค่ะก็อยากจะฝากไว้ว่าถ้าโรงเรียนนี้ไม่มีท่านไสบาบาก็ไม่มีโอกาสได้มาอยู่ตรงนี้ก็เลยอยากจะขอบคุณท่านไสบาบาที่มอบสิ่งดีๆให้กับครูที่โรงเรียนนี้รวมทั้งตัวดิฉันเองด้วยค่ะไสราม
वेद कुरान हो साई गीता वेद कुरान हो साई तन में साई मन में साई तन में साई मन में साई रोम रोम में साई साई रोम रोम में साई साई वाहे गुरु बोल रे मनवा वाहे गुरु बोल रे मनवा वाहे गुरु बोल रे मनवा वाहे गुरु बोल रे मनवा
कुञ्ज विहारी जय मञ्जुल कुञ्ज विहारी हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे मातपिता गुरुदैवमु मरियन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्रशयन ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी हो साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल आरती अंधुको मंगल आरती अंधुको मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय
त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षेयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षेयमामृतात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं त्र्यम्बकै यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ 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 त्र्यम्बकै त्र्यम्बकै यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षेयमामृतात् ॐ 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 त्र्यम्बकै यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षेयमामृतात् 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 त्र्यम्बकै यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षेयमामृतात्
समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः